Welcome to the third episode of the Best Laptop Setups. Last week's winner was Corey. He introduced this nice minimalistic setup that you guys voted for, and he gets to walk away with an HP Creator wireless mouse. The prize for this week is a bit different. I'm giving away a dock. This is the CalDigit TS3 Plus dock. It retails for $270. This can significantly change your setup by allowing you to plug everything directly into this instead of having all your cables hang out the sides of your laptop. Now, as usual, I need you guys to do me a favor. Like the video if you like this series and subscribe if you haven't already. It will help me produce more videos like this and get awareness out there. Now, the first setup comes from Ibrahim, and he's in secondary school with about 2 years left to finish, and he predominantly uses this setup for video and photo editing, and sometimes he says he does a little bit of coding using Atom. I love this setup, I look at this and I'm like, this is different. This is not your typical white desk you see across all of YouTube. There's character here. There's a good feel to this setup. I love the vibe. I've used like every word I can throw at this thing, but you have this exposed brick, whether it's real or not, and you have these two matching frames with a wood trim to it. And then he takes an IKEA desk, a Lindemann table, and places a different texture on top of it to blend in with the background. And I just feel like you sit here, you feel cozy, you have a cup of coffee or tea, and you're just like grinding all night. Now, to make this even better, there's no wires on the desk. Like, look how clean this is. Keyboard is wireless. It's by a company called Ajaz. It has this retro vibe to it. If you've ever seen a typewriter, that's exactly what the keys kind of look like. The wireless mouse is by Logitech. It's the MX Mouse Master. A lot of people recommend it. And then you take the speakers. Like, those are not super expensive speakers, but they look good and they actually sound pretty good too. They're by Edifier. He has a little stand on the right-hand side, or a boom pole for his microphone. And then on the left-hand side, he has a little bit of ambiance using a Xiaomi smart bulb to give it some mood. You can change the colors to whatever you want, to whatever or how you feel. Above it, there's a little neon light to add some more color. It's just a beautiful setup. Now, this entire thing is being powered by a MacBook Air M1, and he's done such a great job of keeping the cables away by placing that MacBook Air inside of a drawer under the table. This next setup is from Blade, and wow, super cool. Like, if I was still a young man and I was gaming hardcore 8 hours a day, watching crazy content, I would dig this, And usually when people have this much power with RGB, they go a little too crazy and it ends up looking like a unicorn puke. But Blade did it in a way where it kind of complements each other, Like, you have the blue and the neon purple, and they blend well together. It's just like a really awesome vibe. Like, this would be a cool setup for a Twitch streamer or just a hardcore gamer. He obviously does some Twitch streaming because he has sound foam just below the top shelf to help reduce the reverb. He put up some sort of brick paneling around him to give him that kind of industrial feel. He has a massive TV that he uses as his monitor, a little iPad mini in the corner that he might use for his Twitch chat, or it looks like it's actually connected to something that he uses to game on. He even has a ring light to provide light on his face when he's on stream. The entire setup is actually being powered by an Acer Nitro 5 with a 4600H CPU and a GTX 1650 Ti with 4 gigabytes of RAM. Right now there's 16 gigabytes of RAM inside, but he wants to upgrade it to 32. Now, he has tons of storage with about 2 drives in there, and the keyboard is an RK918 with custom Elite keycaps and a custom Joker Artisan. The mouse is a PicTech T16 gaming mouse, custom painted to match his Oreo color scheme, and upgraded mouse cord to stretchy fiber. Like, this guy went super duper detailed. The third setup is kind of special because Liz, who submitted it, did something cool and custom built his own desk. I love the look of this. It looks super classy, He used some sort of reclaimed wood, and he found some sort of black steel or metal table poles to place it on top of. He even built himself a tiny little mini desk on top of it so he can house his Samsung monitor. I'll be honest, the whole theme feels a little bit hotel-esque, but overall it feels rich and satisfying. he keeps it simple too. Like there's nothing crazy going on. You know, he has the right amount of RGB with a strip on the bottom of the table. He obviously has an RGB bulb inside of the lamp, and then he placed RGB strips behind his unit where he houses all his clothes. He even has another reclaimed wood shelf on top of it to match the entire theme. Now, the laptop of choice is a 2019 MacBook Pro. It's a 13-inch, and he's using a black Apple Magic keyboard with a Logitech MX Anywhere 2S mouse on the right-hand side. The monitor is a Samsung 20 or 32-inch monitor, and he even uses an iPhone 11 for that Apple continuity. He has a couple of plants on the desk, he has another lamp for extra lighting, and he even has a controller so he can game on. Overall, a very simple but classy setup. This last setup is from Soravit. He's from Thailand, and this setup speaks executive to me. Black desk, white walls, super rich and classy, but what really takes it away is the view. You know, he's sitting there on his desk at nighttime. He has the city landscape of lights changing, and that's just a great feeling when you're trying to get work. And he's in his own personal space, which is awesome. Now, the entire setup is a black and white theme. He has a MacBook Pro powering the entire thing. It's on a laptop stand all the way to the left-hand side, which is not the best place. It feels a bit too cramped, but he does have a 24-inch monitor right in front of him that's attached to a monitor arm. It looks cool because it floats. It's floating in front of the window, which is really awesome. He does have a first generation Apple Magic keyboard and trackpad. He has a pair of Audio Engine A2 Plus speakers, and he also uses headphones sometimes. He's actually rocking the Bose Quiet Comfort 35-2s. Now, the desk is not an expensive desk. It looks expensive in this picture, but it's not. It's the IKEA Mic desk and drawer. So if you pick the right stuff, you can make it look expensive, but it just takes a bit of creativity. Overall, I'm really digging the vibe of this setup. So that wraps up the third episode of the best laptop setups. I'll place links.
I couldn't hear what you said.
I'll place links to everything in the description down below. Vote. Don't forget to vote, okay? And if you want to do that, make sure you head over to my Discord channel. I'll place a link to that too, and you can vote on your favorite laptop setup, and the winner will receive that CalDigit TS3 Plus docking station. If you want to submit your best laptop setup, there'll be instructions too, so make sure to check that out as well. Like the video if you liked it, subscribe if you haven't already, and I'll see you guys in the next video.